Yeah, we'll go. Well, welcome to the AFC East by NAFCo. With me today, we have Paul Garretson, Jeff Carey, and our sponsor say is West PA Systems. You can go westpasystems.com, as well as Perry Film Co. That's at perryfilm.com, and Dakota, the Du Bois Area Council on the Arts. And as well as I'd like to say thank you to Mom Media Works for helping out with some of the graphical stuff here today.
Sorry.
You're saying sorry about that? Okay.
That was nice.
Okay, thank you, Paul. I was so waiting for.
Do it one more time. Do it again. I'm serious. Do it.
Oh.
Do it one more time.
That didn't really work quite. I'm new at playing it. But yes, there you go.
Nice.
So yes, good time. So thank you, Michael Gaffner, for whipping that up. There's a little bit more to come in that regard. But we're upping things here. So thank you there.
Very nice.
To Michael
Very
Gaffner
nice.
for that. And then as well as so I guess it's time to get into it, though, right?
Well, it was the end of the season this past week.
Yes.
Two of us are happy, and one of us is not.
Still happy.
Yes.
But
okay. I know what you're saying. You came off a good one.
Yeah. A good lead there, Jeff.
We aim for mediocrity. You know, I mean, we're happy.
Well, we might as well get into this game here.
Back-to-back winning seasons, you know.
So season ender here, week 18. New England now 10-7 record after losing to Miami, who's now 9-8. Winning record, not in the playoffs. End score 24-33.
How's that fair?
How's that fair? I know they're better than the Steelers' record. The Steelers have a losing record. They're in the playoffs as seed number 7. But you can't have 3 seeds come from one division. It all comes down to it was a good division. The AFC East was a good division this year. We had a winning record team be third place and not make the playoffs out of our division. That means it's a good division. We were solid, we're good teams.
I agree with you. The division power rankings ranked us 4th of all the other teams, all the other divisions. We were number 4 as far as being powerful.
4 out of 8. I feel like we should have been 2 or 3 at least.
Yeah.
Just out of 5, out of 4 of 8. Who's won?
Well, of course, it's the NFC West.
Okay, that's what I thought you were going to say. I was just checking.
Yeah.
Okay, I can agree with that, and I think we're 2. I really do. I think we're 2. I know the Jets are lacking, but that is what it is. Now, this game, though, itself, the Patriots played sloppy ball. I mean, interceptions, dropped interceptions, fumbles.
Really? Are we going there?
The Patriots in Miami game.
No. I'm saying that the Patriots were in a downward spiral the past 5 games.
Last 2 games, but I don't know if it's last 5.
Well, okay.
Well, no, not even last 2 games. Last week it wasn't.
Yeah, he threw only, 3 passes to Buffalo and won the game that they won. Right?
Right, but the truth is, Paul. Okay, Jeff, what did you see out there? Your team we're dealing with here as far as the Dolphins was who we were playing. So what was?
I think everybody was playing for their job yesterday. I think Tua was playing to try to regain at least a spot on the team, if not a starting quarterback, at least a spot on the team. And I think just pride, being at home and playing you guys again, let's go out on a good note and maybe save our coach's job, which we'll talk about later. But and we wanted a winning season. So, it's disappointing that we lost 7 in a row because we needed just one win out of that. And I watched the games yesterday, the Saints and Falcons. The Saints beat the Falcons. We beat the Saints. The Falcons beat us. It's the league. Any given Sunday, that's why you play the game.
The Jaguars.
And yesterday, I mean, we didn't really have anything to play for except beating the Patriots again, and just hoping the Patriots didn't win the AFC East again. That was pretty much it.
Yeah, well, so what I saw out of there, what I watched was pretty much this. So
Pretty much,
Dolphin,
yeah, like that,
Hank, King of the Hill, Dolphin rape comes to mind, and yes, thank you to Mom Beauty works for whipping up that graphic with the flying Elvis over Hank Hill's face. Yes, that's a classic scene out of like late '90s, American cable there. But he, nobody could pull off Dolphin rape like King of the Hill. Mike Judge was the man.
It's always fun to watch Belichick lose too, because he just gets so pissed off on the sidelines. Like he looked like he's constipated anyways half the time. And when his team plays like crap, it's just funny watching him get pissed off. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's pretty much. Oh shit, that just doesn't. This thing doesn't play right when you pull it out a second time. I'm not gonna lie, but
we don't like our rivals in the AFC East anyways, and there's just some teams like the Patriots. You just like to win.
Yeah, I hear you. You won twice. So you're the only AFC East team to win twice against the Patriots this year. The Bills couldn't do that much, so you got something on the Bills there, don't you, Jeff?
Any given Sunday.
Hey, you deserve it.
Any given Sunday.
Well, it's that late season stuff. Even the announcers were commenting on it. You guys mentioned it last week as well. Hey, they beat you up late season, and I've always thought, okay, I want to be in Miami late season if I'm the Patriots, because you get this little vacation, this January vacation down to South Florida, and then maybe that's what it is. They show up that now they're relaxed and everything. They like now we're in this nice temps.
What they were predicting would happen was Belichick would watch the scoreboard and see if Buffalo was going to blow out the Jets. If Buffalo was going to blow out the Jets, he was going to pull his starters and just take the loss to Miami because it really didn't matter.
I can see that.
That's not
But
what
you could have
happened.
taken the next seed in the AFC.
Buffalo.
Why would he do that? He would want to win. If with a win he was going to go up a seed,
right?
They would have had home field. Why wouldn't he have wanted that, Jeff?
But risk losing a player to injury for something stupid like
a whole extra seed in the playoffs? That's not something stupid.
No. Listen, there's only two teams that we will not have home field advantage for. I mean, we can play everybody else at Buffalo at home, and
why wouldn't the Patriots have wanted that though?
I mean,
Jeff's trying to say that Belichick wouldn't have cared for that.
They had no choice, so that's not the point. The point is that
it didn't really work out. This is a hypothetical anyway. That's what you're trying to say, Paul.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're the one that brought up the hypothetical, Jeff.
The point is, you guys are in the playoffs. It didn't matter whether you won or lost. A lot of teams were in that position. A lot of teams, it did matter if they won or lost or tied even, and we'll get into that. But you guys really had nothing to play for. I mean, another seed up, okay, fine. You're in the playoffs. Is it worth risking an injury to your quarterback? Is it worth something stupid, And you don't know who you were going to play anyways until all the rest of the games played out. So I don't think it really mattered where you're at in the seedings, unless you've got like the home field advantage and the bye. I really don't think it matters. You're in the playoffs.
All right. Yeah. What, Paul?
Just shout out to Lisa.
Yes, Lisa.
And you were probably going to play the Bills anyways, first round, and it's going to be cold no matter where you guys play at. So,
as long as it's not windy, we're fine.
It's just going to be cold. That's all.
Okay.
So pretty much we won the game. It was a high-scoring game, actually. I kind of like seeing us put up some points. We'll get into the rest of the Dolphins news later on. We'll just cover the games first, I guess. And we're happy as Dolphin Nation for the win. It's nice to go out.
You have a nation.
Second, two. Yeah, we do have a
Dolphin Nation. We had a graphic up for that last week and everything.
We do have Tua Nation.
All right.
Well, we're going to see what happens this offseason, but 9-8, I mean, we wanted the playoffs. We missed it by one game. The other thing I will say, it relates to outside the AFC, but or East. Our quarterback, I think, is better than Hubert, which we've heard about all damn year.
God. Really? Oh.
Did Hubert make the playoffs either? No, he didn't. So
Yeah, you got a point. I didn't
There's
think
only-
about that hard.
there's only so many teams can make the playoffs. I mean, that's just the reality of it.
Half of them.
Half of them pretty much
Half of them
do,
make
yes.
playoffs. I'm sorry.
Right. But there's only so many playoff positions. I mean, not every team's going to have a great quarterback.
Is your team better than half the other teams? That's not a big yardstick. That's not a thing.
Okay.
I thought about that too. It's one team less than half.
Okay.
Right. Did the Falcons make the playoffs?
Well, who do the Falcons have?
Matty Ryan.
Who?
Is Matty Ryan?
Why
a top-
are we?
Who?
Oh, I'm asking
Oh,
quarterback wise.
is he elite now? I
Yeah.
don't think he's elite anymore. I think he's
He's
fallen below elite. I think he's fallen
He's
from
at
average.
Mahomes.
From
Matt
elite
Ryan
to
Mahomes.
average. He's still an NFL level talent, but he's like average. I feel like.
Is Russell Wilson?
Russell
No.
Wilson, there's no
Did
line.
the Seahawks make the playoffs?
He's still elite. I think Russell Wilson's still elite.
Okay, we'll talk about that later soon.
So
All right,
But this is around the NFL content. Yeah.
my point is the Dolphins quarterback played good yesterday. I mean, yeah, he crapped the bed sometimes this season. He's still in his I consider it first complete year because he was injured. And there was some games that we should have won. We had a backup quarterback for 3 games. Thank you, Paul and the Bills, for knocking my quarterback out. Appreciate that. There was 3 games down right there with a subpar, even backup quarterback. All right. Took us how many games to get any kind of momentum, continuity, figure out a running back? We lost 7 in a row, and we won 7 in a row. Do you know what a high that was to win 7 games in a row? That was freaking awesome.
That was great coaching.
That was, yeah. I don't know if it was coaching, motivation. I don't know what it was.
Okay, that was great coaching. All right.
But anyways, we're happy. We're 9-8.
Yeah,
We hope the AFC East team wins the Super Bowl. That's what we're going for now, because it makes us look good if one of you guys do win the Super Bowl, because it comes from a tough division.
Well, yeah, I get your point there. Yeah, it makes you. Yeah, it's like, okay, we went 9-8 in a really hard division. It's understandable. Meanwhile, though, you lost your coach.
We'll talk
Yeah,
about
You
We'll
want to
talk
talk
about it
about that around the NFL? We're doing coaching in there. Okay,
Yeah.
wasn't sure. We haven't really had a coach lot. I wasn't sure how to handle that format wise.
exact notes about coaching.
Okay,
So,
well, we've talked it over right here on the show. I don't
Yeah.
mind that. I mean, I did not do much homework on this episode. I mean, for this last week, I did tons of homework. Well, no, let's not, because here's the thing. All my homework went into this.
This
is my homework. Dolphin rape
besides
scene
you guys,
from Hank Hill.
besides you guys getting killed yesterday, not
gay
killed, but
anime,
beat.
I mean, I appreciate gay anime.
What's your
anime.
what is your what's your takeaway heading into the playoff game next
family
week with the
friendly
Bills?
entertainment?
Well, we'll do that in our picks, buddy.
This aired on Prime. That episode aired on Primetime Family Fox Television. Same guys that had Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah, that worked out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, they're still hanging on to Tucker Carlson.
My
I don't know how
take
My
is
Pillow's doing.
we're only one game different, Perry. I mean,
We're one game different, and that's the difference between playoffs, second and third in the AFC. I thought that too. I mean, you look at that right there, and it's
Unless
man,
you got
my hand stuff wasn't working out there.
Unless
But
you
yeah,
got 11 games instead of 10 or 9. See, 11 games is the difference maker. Who has 11 games? Anyway, let's segue into the Bills.
well, let's segue. Yeah, that's a smooth segue. We're just segueing in to the other game bringing up the other game slickly here is the New York Jets, 4-13 at Buffalo, 11-6. Final score 10-27. The Buffalo kind of wiped the Bills, and they didn't in the first half. I was watching in the replay that I was watching too. I could see in live time, just because how that game was going. And man, that first half it was tight. I will give the credit to the Jets there, but those teams that are dominant, I've noticed too. When the Patriots were severely dominant, more so than now, years ago, it was like that. It was always just like kind of a lot of grinding it out in the first half, and the second half is where the other team just loses it. They just can't keep up anymore
This was the Jets team that almost beat the Bucks last week.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really
you wonder.
Watch them next year, buddy.
I don't know. I don't follow a Jets page or anything.
The Bucks team last week. Buffalo, they made the spread. They did the 17 points. But I'm just telling you, it was close. We had our issues. I mean, Josh wasn't playing great. We had our punter muffed 5 punts in a row. It's just things go bad, they go bad. But the best team with the most resolve always wins. And that's what happens. And this is what happens.
And the most talent usually.
Well, yeah, talent on paper. Well, I'll talk about talent on paper later when we're talking about next week. But I'm just telling you, the Jets are not a bad team. They showed up and they wanted to play.
So the Dolphins have been trying to rebuild for 20 years. How long have the Jets been trying to rebuild? Since Sanchez?
Every year.
Every year.
Since
I mean, yeah, I know the Jets, the New Jersey Jets, let's call it real. Their fan base, are they calling for like a new quarterback, a new coach, a new OC, a new O-line? I mean, are all the shitty teams the same way? Like, let's just keep on starting over. Like, what's your opinion on it, you guys? Like,
well, the Jets got 10 draft picks coming into next year. Their cap is finally put in place. I mean, they're set up to be like the Dolphins were 2 years ago. They are. The Jets are going to be something we have to deal with.
So they win 5 more games next year. They go 9-7.
I think so. I mean, the Jets are for real. I mean,
or 10-7.
When you're challenging, you have good coaching. That coach is going nowhere. That coach is a good coach. So, I mean, he was the Rams defensive coordinator. Their defense is no matter who they have plug in place, they're pretty good. So, Wilson, we'll see. But, Wilson's like Tua. We'll see. So, anyway, no, the Bills had never in that game when I watched it was I ever concerned about losing the game. It's just how low can you go to actually give that game away, though?
Right.
You've seen that with the Dolphins. You've seen it with the Pats, right? How low can you go to lose the game? So, anyway.
Well, when you get to the playoffs, you can't have any mistakes.
No, but when you're in a roll, you're in a roll. Unfortunately, New England's not on a roll. We'll talk
not on a roll, but yeah, well. Anyway, yeah, we'll talk about that later. There's more. Yeah. There's stuff to say. We got a big one coming up, though. But this was kind of a pretty cut and dry game on paper, too, though. I mean, this was a case of not any given Sunday. We had an any given Sunday and a not any given Sunday. Just a paper. This pretty much played out, though, what you'd expect on paper.
It's like playing touch football with your mom. You try. It's like
touch football with your mom.
Yeah, it's like you're gonna tackle her and shove her face in the dirt, and that's you got the game. So that's how I felt that game was gonna go. So sorry, Mom, I did not mean to shove your face.
You guys couldn't afford a bad game going to the playoffs.
Okay. No, we won the last 4 games. It's fine. So it's okay. Anyway,
what did you do to your mom? Okay, what?
You used to tackle your mom.
Yeah,
As a metaphor.
Oh, okay.
it's a metaphor, but you had to apologize after.
I won't, because
You just did.
I didn't get enough cookies for Christmas, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're getting a text from mom after the show.
Yes.
I have to. Yeah. So it's just quiet. All right. What do you guys got? That was the game. I don't really need to go and turn it inside out. So that's the Jets and Bills, and we talked about the Dolphins.
Okay, so around the NFL.
That was pretty. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and let's get into these coaching changes. Is what I think we need to address first.
Let's finish this game last night that let the Steelers in. Did you guys watch this game last night?
Okay.
Well, I want to talk about
I ever saw in my life.
I want to talk about the Raiders and the Chargers game last night.
Oh, well, I was talking about Steelers game.
Okay.
We could
Go
talk
forth, Jeff. You were very, very opinionated on what you want to cover, so we will go with that. I said we'll cover coaches, and you just step right on in and go with what you want.
Let's go.
Jeff.
Let's go Steelers first, because that game was
Steelers
first, and then we had to wait. Yep.
Okay. Go, Jeff.
I mean, you guys are from Pennsylvania. I got a lot of friends that are Pittsburgh fans. We all know it's Ben's last year. He had his win at Heinz Field. He won yesterday. He had to sit back, see what happened. Maybe they're in, maybe they're out. They took care of their business. Congratulations, Pittsburgh. It's been a dynasty for years. Going back to the Bradshaw days.
Are you freaking kidding me? Are you serious?
Back Bradshaw days. Yes.
You're saying they're just done?
They did not take care of their business.
But Ben's had 18 years of playing. He's good. I want to see him make a little run. He made the playoffs.
Play Kansas City next week, buddy.
He's in the playoffs. It's okay, don't you? If you were a quarterback, wouldn't you want to make the playoffs at least your last year? Yeah, I would. At least give me a chance. He took care of business.
The hottest girl in school. I wanted to do her. Excuse my language. Sorry, Mom and Barb and all that stuff. I never got to do that. So, yeah.
Well, Ben's got his. Ben's going to the Hall of Fame no matter what. He's got his Super Bowl no matter what.
Why are they there? They don't deserve to be there.
What's that?
They don't deserve to be there.
They're in the playoffs.
They're in the playoffs, but you're right though. They have Jeff though. Doesn't your team deserve it more? They have a better record. They have a winning record.
Oh,
the Steelers have a losing record. They're what, 9-8?
Yeah,
9-8.
Indianapolis.
We deserve it.
Right?
What's that?
Who deserves to be in the playoffs more? The Chargers, Indianapolis, or Pittsburgh? Who?
Well, Indianapolis lost.
Yeah, but Indianapolis is a solid team.
They beat us, but they lost what they needed to win.
They beat us also.
Right.
Who deserves to be more in the playoffs?
Who was the famous guy? Your record is what your record is. Paper, talent, whatever, you play the game to find out who has the best record. We all know the rules before the season. You either take care of your business or you don't. The Colts did not take care of business. I love watching them on HBO. It's very interesting. They didn't take care of business. You don't deserve to be there. You control your own destiny. Miami controlled their own destiny. We crapped the bed for 7 games in a row. All we had to do was be good 1 out of 7 times and we're in the playoffs. We couldn't even do that.
Yeah.
So we didn't take care of business. You don't take care of business. You don't deserve to be there. You had a chance. You didn't do it.
You're handling this very well, and I appreciate that.
I take it all the time like this. I'm a mediocre Dolphin fan. That's what we aim for.
So the quote though that you were looking at was "You are what your record says you are," and it was by Bill Parcells.
That's right. Yep.
Anyway,
that's the numbers don't lie. Yeah, you have a shitty bounce, you have a turnover, you have a fumble and a scoop for a touchdown. You got a pick 6. That's part of the game, man. It's part of the game.
Well, let's do the part of the game and let's segue into Flores being fired.
Flores being fired, even though he was dolphin raping, he still got
Yeah.
fired. He beat the Pats there.
It-
I thought that was gonna be maybe a saving grace. Well, we beat the Patriots twice because he was hired to beat the Patriots. He was hired as a
Because he's from the
former
Patriots,
Patriots
right.
player
Right.
team. Yeah, former Patriots coach. I meant to say.
Won 8 of the last 9 games. But
Paul, can you bring your headroom down a little bit? Can you tilt your thing down? Can you line up that black bar of the top of your thing with the top of your screen there, or down the other way? And oh no, too far. And up and there. Nope. And then down. No, down. You're just right back there. Perfect. Perfect. No, down. Perfect.
Oh, my thing fell down. Oh well.
Good. Leave it. That small improvement. Okay. Thank you very much, Paul. All right. Continue.
where was I at? I'm sorry.
Words.
Flores.
Mouth stuff. You were making mouth noises with your words.
Flores was hired to beat the Patriots.
Flores was hired to beat the Patriots, yes, and he was able to get that done. He accomplished that. What is this, his second year, and he beat them twice now? He beat them 3 out of 4? Oh, it's
third year.
Oh, I don't know his record memory
Yeah.
off of that. But this year, okay, third year there, though, and he does his job. He beats them twice. He gets a winning record, and he beats the Patriots twice.
Well,
he loses his job.
He loses his job the past year.
He didn't pick 2 out of the draft. You can't blame Tua's lack of development on him. He's actually developing too. The RPO game, and I failed to talk about that when we were covering the game earlier. But the RPO game, I saw big development out of Miami with that. Tua's finding something that works a little bit for Tua now.
If he can stay healthy.
No, it was the general manager guys that really
Greer. Chris Greer.
He screwed Flores and screwed Tua because he had all these draft picks, all this cap money, and he squandered it and screwed everybody. He did. It's like a guy running off with your sister. You know what I mean? That's what
my personal opinion, if you're gonna fire the head coach, I think you fire the general manager also, because they're hand in hand. They were both in that war room together during the draft, talking. You know, you can't do a shitty draft and give a coach a bunch of shitty players that don't pan out and then fire the coach because you can't pick players.
You had the most powerful. You had.
We did, and how many didn't work out?
All of them, almost.
You know,
he worked out.
We got a guy we paid $10 million this year to never play a game. Like, what is that? Because of a finger injury. We're still paying Kyle Van Noy, and he's playing for the Patriots.
Well,
that's a nice deal.
That's why,
right?
And I bet you the GM is gone too after a month or so. So
yeah, I think he's gone.
Yeah,
I don't know why they didn't just do it in one clean day, but whatever.
I'm a fan of Dolphins. I'm sorry, I am, but it just made some really bad, stupid choices.
Well, we made some. Yeah, we did. We have a lot of cap space in the off season.
You could have been a contender for Super Bowl. I swear you could have.
I think there's 2 things in the factory. We should have won one more game. I think that all the Watson talk earlier this season kind of messed up Tua, because that's not showing faith in your quarterback that you have. And even Flores trying to say the right thing, even when you knew he wasn't being honest to begin with, you know, it was just wrong. It was just a total bullshit show.
Jeff,
if they want Watson in the offseason, that's fine. Go get Watson. You still have to go to get a coach. We all know that Ross is a big contributor to Michigan. So I think Harbaugh might be the top candidate that Ross wants. I think he'd be a good coach.
Harbaugh said he's not going anywhere.
He might not, but this is what the rumors are.
Okay, but I have a whole list of candidates for the Dolphins.
Yeah, who's better than Flores?
Guys, I'm going to interrupt your fan interruption. We got on, I guess, Kitten Dude Plays Loves Tacos on a nice username over on Twitch. It says, I know they aren't in the AFC. We're doing around the NFL, so I know they aren't around the AFC, but my teacher's cousin's son knows the Chargers quarterback. So his teacher's cousin's son knows Hubert out of the
Awesome.
out of the Chargers. So there you go. I guess awesome, dude.
I need Hubert's autograph.
Yeah. Send us an autograph. Yeah. Man. Kitten dude plays, loves tacos.
Interview. That'd be great.
Yeah,
that'd be good.
Okay. Well, anyway, moving on. I just want to interrupt for that.
All right. Okay. Well, what I'm trying to get to, Jeff, is that Flores has got hosed, and that's how it goes. Host is a Canadian expression of being host. So, anyway, I agree.
Who are your top three candidates? Who do you think?
Well, you got Mayo, former New England linebacker coach. You got Eric Bieniemy. You got McDaniels. You got Sean Payton. By the way, your contract is up, and you would need like the godfather of a contract. When I say the godfather of the contract, it's an offer you can't refuse. You understand?
Why would Payton leave the Saints?
What?
Why would Payton leave the Saints?
For $10 million a year. That's why I say godfather of contracts.
That's college coaching money now.
Well, I'm sorry, the NFL. So,
that's college coaching. Saban's making $10 million this year.
Alumni, and we have corporate. So anyway, I think Sean Payton going to the Dolphins, and you get Rodgers, Wilson, and maybe Roethlisberger to be the quarterback for next year.
I don't see any of that happening.
Well, I can see Wilson.
Roethlisberger.
Yeah,
he's retiring. You're just bringing that up just to be provocative.
Who's floating out there of experienced quarterbacks to replace two. I mean, get Rodgers.
Not Roethlisberger's not even going to be on the market. He's not interested in playing for the Steelers now.
Rodgers, Wilson, and Watson. I mean, those. Yeah, and put in Sean as a coach.
Rodgers is your best bet, but Rodgers might like the temperature change too, like Brady. South Florida's a nice place for an old quarterback.
I don't think Rodgers is leaving Green Bay.
Put up what I sent you earlier. The temperature here. Go ahead.
Yeah, the snowshoe tax. So they're not paying. He has bitched that he's not getting paid a snowshoe tax up there.
I don't think he's leaving Green Bay. Why would you be so good this year and be like, okay,
to prove your value on the market for a move?
You don't think they're going to pay him, Green Bay?
He doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to deal with Green Bay.
I thought they kissed and made up.
With this hire of, who was it? Cobb? Randall Cobb? I want to say Ty Cobb, baseball player. Go on.
With the management,
I would leave my job if I got paid $10 more an hour. I swear to God, I would. Now, I swear I would. You guys, I don't know what you may love your job, but $10 more an hour, I'll leave my job. Now, if I was Rodgers and I made $10 million an hour, okay, there you go.
You think if Rodgers wins the Super Bowl, he would jump to another team?
Hell yeah, everybody has.
Yeah. It's like $10 million a year, Paul, not $10 million an hour.
Okay.
They'll make that much. They're not bankers here.
Is he going to win a Super Bowl in Miami, or is he just going to get a payday before he retires? Because there's only been a handful of quarterbacks who have been successful on two different teams.
Brady.
Obviously Brady. Obviously Montana. Kurt Warner. All right, a handful. Like
who played in Indianapolis and Denver?
Peyton Manning.
Yep. There you go.
So you got four. You got four people that have done it out of all the quarterbacks in the NFL that were successful.
You just told me 4 Hall of Famers right there. So Rodgers is a Hall of Famer. So I think Rodgers can go to Miami. You got Waddle. You got your tight end, Geslicki. I mean, you got some stuff going on there. You're not falling apart. So I think Rodgers would be a great addition to the Miami Dolphins. Just saying.
So hypothetical, Greer brings in Rodgers, which you can't talk to him after the season anyways. But as soon as the season's done, brings in Rodgers. Then Rodgers gets to pick his own head coach.
I'm thinking Wilson's going to Denver. I'm just saying, Russell is going to Denver. I think he'd fit there really well. And Denver would be a scary team. Anyway, that's where I'm going.
I don't think all the coaching firings are done. Today's just the first Monday after.
Of course it is. It is.
I think there's a lot more coaching firings, and
it's still locker cleanout day, and I got that.
And we all know that the NFL they don't leave. They just switch teams, or they become coordinators, or they become special teams coaches, or
college coaches.
They go to college. Bill O'Brien's like in the national championship right now. He'll be an NFL coach again.
Where's Flores going, Jeff? I think it's Flores.
Who wants him?
Chicago.
Yeah.
I think he's going to
Chicago. Yeah, could. I think he'll end up being a head coach next year somewhere.
Well, it's Rivera's, for Washington. He just, that's it. I mean, same thing. So who
wants to coach Jacksonville next year?
I think Eric D'Anime. I think Eric D'Anime from KC, offense coordinator. Hook him up with that new quarterback. I think he'd be fine. I think Eric D'Anime's going to be there. That's the offense coordinator for Kansas City right now, and he'll thrive there. He'll do well.
Right.
Yeah.
It'll be an interesting offseason.
Yeah. Well, that's why we're still on the air. Yeah, okay. All right, guys. You want to talk about this week's coming up stuff?
Well, yeah, we got a playoff game, don't we?
Did you guys watch that game last night?
No, I didn't watch it.
There was a real
Patriots and
there was a moral obligation because those teams that played last night could have ended in a tie and both made the playoffs.
Oh.
It could have been like a handshake deal. Like, okay, if we're tied at the end of the game, let's just both go. We'll knock out Pittsburgh. The Chargers called a timeout with like a few seconds left. And all of a sudden the Raiders like, oh, you're calling a timeout? We're going to kick a field goal and win the game because you don't play to tie, right? I totally respected the call. You go to win the game because it would have been, they all would have been 9-7-1, 9-7-1, 9-7-1. It would have knocked the Steelers out if they tied because of the head-to-heads and all that stuff. So I'm glad that the Raiders had the balls to go and kick the field goal and win the game because then it first of all, knocked out the Chargers. And so Hubert didn't make the playoffs either. And it put Ben in the playoffs.
How cool is that, though, dude? I mean, they lost their coach halfway through the season or like 3/4 of the season.
Right.
They're in the playoffs. How cool is that? You got to give
true.
You have to give props up for them. You know what I mean?
And
it was they didn't need Gruden.
And it was John Madden night also.
All right, I'm just telling you, you got to give them a lot of props, and they really. I'm going to follow them and root for them, except when they play for the Bills.
There was one other funny storyline. The clown show in Jacksonville. Did you guys see the headlines on this?
Oh, yes.
Fans were going to dress as clowns to boycott the owner, not get rid of the GM. I thought that was kind of, I don't know, a little clownish, I guess.
It was clownish. The clown night was clownish.
Yeah, they didn't show any pictures on TV. I guess they didn't want to tarnish the reputation of the NFL, but there was definitely media, on Google and stuff. So it was interesting.
Well, let's.
You know why the Dolphins actually beat you guys yesterday, Perry? Because we had the old school logo on the field. I don't know if you noticed that. This is the new logo. We had our old school logo and our uniforms on yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, you did? Yeah, I saw that old school logo on the field. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I did notice that. I am trying to do a screen share here. There. So it is the I guess we had quite the clown night here with them.
Oh, you found it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah.
That guy's over in
Wouldn't you
the
wanna-
thing there.
Wouldn't you want to play for that team? Like, yeah, our fans come as clowns. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I like this 10-year season ticket. Jags record win 43, loss 120.
Wow.
Fire Balk. Is that how you pronounce his name? Balk? Oh, this guy's just the one guy in the stands.
Got his clown makeup on. Yeah.
We're looking at the clown shots, Paul.
Nice.
Yeah, you see. Yeah. So okay. Well, that's enough of that. This is from the New York Post, is where we're getting that from.
Well, let's pick all these games next week. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games next week.
Okay.
Okay, I didn't actually make banners for all of it, so
That's
we're
all
not.
right.
But you know what? Can we get to New England and Buffalo first, and then go around?
Yeah.
How about that? Okay, because that's actually us. That's what's most important for the AFC East by NAFCo to be covering here. New England 10-7. This is the big thing for us this week. Why we're on next week? You know, New England 10-7, the 6th seed at Buffalo 11-6, 3rd seed. Saturday, that's the 15th of January 2022 at 8:15 p.m. EST minus 5 GMT. So, yeah, Paul, it's happening. You thought we were playing each other in the playoffs, and it's happening. You did. You predicted it first, and here it is. So, we will. I am praying for wind. Okay, I was hoping it would be in Buffalo because there's history this year. Because I said last week too. I said they've proven themselves a couple times this year that they're not really a great team in bad weather. Buffalo has a lot of bad weather. It's not a good trait for a team whose home is Buffalo. Buffalo, New York is not a forgivable. They don't have forgiving winters. Well-known fact. You know it. You've lived there. I haven't even been to Buffalo, and I know this. So it's you know. So the thing is, New England ought to just be praying for bad weather in Buffalo this Saturday night specifically. Wind preferably, because that worked. That worked, and so let's do that again.
Yeah, here it is.
What's the over/under passes for Mac Jones this game?
Over/under passes? You mean the Las Vegas bet?
Pass attempts.
He's going to do probably passes. But here's the weather.
If it's windy enough.
No, it's not windy at all.
Well, you don't know that from a week out, Paul. You know, in the Northeast, we can't predict the weather. Yeah, sure, that thing is useless a week out. You can bring it up. What does it say, Paul? What does it say?
Cloudy, 22, feels like 9.
That's what they're going to say. That's what it is now, or is that what it is Saturday?
Saturday.
That's the prediction a week out. This is Monday night.
Yeah.
This is like 5 days away.
Yeah, so it's sort of average. It's not a big northeaster coming in there.
A nor'easter. They don't really get up there that far, do they? I had to say that's a New England thing, man. That's not what?
Clam chowder.
Clam chowder. See, I'm a native. I can do that. You can't get that from here. So. But yeah, well, hopefully a nor'easter will come in. But the thing is, those don't really actually get. I looked it up. It's 100 miles off the coast is where they stopped calling it that. In theory, at least. I don't know. We're not a meteorology show, but I can't get my head around. It's nor'easter is supposed to come off the Atlantic, and by the point it's to Buffalo, New York, I just think or even Du Bois, where we're at.
No,
Du Bois, Pennsylvania. It's not really a nor'easter anymore.
No. And that's how it is. You get
Okay, it's bad weather. It's lake effect is what it is, and that wind that comes off. I'm praying for more of that wind. I'm not even really that Christian of a man. I'm praying though for wind to come over Lake Erie and just wall up Buffalo.
If there's no wind,
If there's no wind, how's this game play out? The Patriots lose.
yeah,
That's our only hope. That's our only hope. That's why I'm so on it. That's why I'm like really pounding that point.
The spread is 4.
The spread is only 4.
Yeah.
So that's really a 1. You give the 3 points to Buffalo. So yeah, that's enough. And it's honestly, if it's a good weather game, say
Over
we
under
get
is
some
like
of that.
43, I think.
I believe it's going to be like 28-21. I think that's that kind of game it's going to be. And I don't know how you're going to get 21, but that's how shit goes. Excuse my language. So this episode is sponsored by Fireball. Just to let you know. So
I didn't get any tonight.
I'm going to give 2 different predictions here. Yeah, I have Folgers and a Propel. Really doing it up. So I'm going to give 2 scores though to everybody here tonight. My first score is going to be seriously good weather score. It's going to be 17 Patriots to 31 Bills. Really good weather. Bad weather. I'm thinking 10 Bills, 12 Patriots.
God.
Bad weather.
Bad weather.
Yeah, if it's bad weather, we're talking that 50
like,
mile an hour wind, maybe a foot of snow.
Right now is like grabbing me right now. So, God, really.
Yeah, I actually asked last night when I was trying to make the production here. I said, I was asking the guy Michael Gaffer who made the our nice graphics here. I asked him. I said, "What do we do about this? I want a rain stick. If I can trigger, I was going to bring a rain stick on this episode to try to spawn this for us. So I will try to get a rain stick, and on Saturday I will be shaking the shit out of that thing. That's my solution. That's how I'm going to interact with this game.
I think Buffalo having the home field advantage is going to win the game, regardless.
Go Mafia!
It didn't happen earlier this year.
No win. I know it didn't, but I think Allen's thirsty. I don't think Mac Jones is all that. I think you guys aren't going to run like you did before. I think the Bills' running game or run stop is going to hold you guys from running and make Mac throw the ball.
The Bills have rushed over 180 yards on average the past 3 games. We found our run game. Our offense is clicking finally. We weren't clicking during our when we lost to New England. We are now. So that's how it goes. So anyway, thank you guys. Peace out.
Peace out.
I'm going like 21-14.
21-14.
It might be 20. It might be 21-17.
Bills? You think Bills too?
Yeah.
Well,
it's a home field.
But yeah, okay. Any weather conditions you think
you played for the home field, you got the home field. There has to be an advantage to home field.
There isn't with them, and I'm gonna stop. I've already made my point clear.
There should be an advantage to home field.
Yes.
The Dolphins beat you guys yesterday on our home field. There's an advantage to home field. I don't know. Like there should be an advantage to home field. At least 3 points.
Jeff, next week I want to see you not wearing a shirt. I just want your gold chains.
Okay.
See
sure. Yeah, let's do it. It's not me doing it, but
we'll see. We'll see.
Just piss me off because I'm wearing 5 layers.
I'm ripping the NAFCo kit. Thanks for having these shirts done up, Paul. Still rocking it from our event in June.
Yeah. What's that?
Yes. Huh?
When's our board meeting? Next week?
Next week, yeah. So yeah, next week's actually going to be a little bit of a rough. We're going to have a late episode. We might as well tell our audience now. It's going to be. Haven't had one of those board meeting episodes in a while. 17th there. Martin Luther King Day as well is our next episode.
What sucks is neither one of y'all could have won one more game this year, so you wouldn't have to play each other. That kind of sucks.
No, I'm good with this. I'm good with playing the Pats.
We could have had two AFC East teams going in and
kind of meandering through the bracket.
Right.
Meet up for the championship game.
Yeah.
You would have liked to have seen them. That'd
have been great.
That's gross.
Yeah, that'd have been great. But y'all had to crap the bet on some games you should have won.
Oh well.
So
that's his life. Anyway.
God.
Well, we got lots of games. Buddy.
I just jeweled cat hair or something. I don't even have cats. I don't know what the hell that was.
The game before your
vape weird shit.
The game before your game on Saturday is the Raiders and Bengals at the Bengals. Cincinnati's favored.
I'll take that.
You got Joe Burrow.
I'll take Burrow over Carr with no coach. I'll take that. What do you think, Carey?
What?
Bengals and Raiders.
I just vaped weird shit, and I don't know. I'm just what? I'm back now.
Bengals over Raiders.
Oh, you're talking about? Oh, okay. Let me hear. Bengals over Raiders. Okay, so fourth seed. We're I'm gonna pull this. We're just gonna go back to calling it around the NFL, because that's what we're doing. Bengals versus Raiders. I'm thinking, boy, do I like that story of the Raiders though? Like
they're both 10-7.
And with Madden just passing, you want to root for the Raiders, don't you? They're playing in Cincinnati. I want to root for the Raiders. I want to see the Raiders go.
Okay, I want Cincinnati because Cincinnati's got Burrows.
It's got Burrow, but also Cincinnati doesn't have a history of really a lot of playoff success, tell you the truth. So it might be interesting to see them deep too. You're right.
Here's my theory. Burrow came out the same time Tua did. Burrow beat Tua to the playoffs, but has not won a playoff game yet. This is always a stat that people talk about. They keep on making the playoffs, and they never win a playoff game. You never won a playoff game. So let's keep it that way, and let Tua catch up the next couple years and win a playoff game.
You want that? So you don't want? Yeah,
I'm a little vengeful on things like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see.
So, and I mean, I do like the John Madden story. I like the Raiders story. They just moved to Vegas. I'd like to see them get a home win there or a win there. We're not there, but for the Raiders. Yeah, I'm going for the Raiders.
It's understandable. It's understandable. Your thing. They could have had Burrow. He was in the same draft. They could have picked him if they were going with a quarterback in the first round there. I hear you.
What's the next game?
Next game is Eagles and Buccaneers at Buccaneers in Tampa.
Are we covering are we going in any order at all?
I'm going by the games. The
time. Okay,
game
we're going
times,
chronological. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Jeff. So what? Eagles and Bucks? You're talking about? Okay.
Eagles and Bucks. Yeah,
this is clearly the Bucks game.
Saturday night.
Yeah, this is clearly the Bucks game. So
yeah, Dallas put a whipping on the Eagles the other day. So
I'm telling you,
yeah,
you have a bunch of guys coming off COVID, which was 12 players. We'll be ready for that game. So I'm gonna go with the Eagles. They're gonna knock the Bucks out. The Bucks sucked against the Jets, they did. So I'm gonna go with the Bucks. I'm not gonna give a score, but you got 12 players coming off COVID who all are pissed off and are ready to go. So I'm just telling you.
I think Tom Brady's a little pissed off too because Antonio Brown left him.
Well, yeah. Then you had Evans and you had Gronk on COVID also. So anyway, figure out how that goes. I'm the Eagles. The Eagles going to put them down.
It's in Tampa. Tampa's got this game.
I know. I don't care. I went to a Bills Tampa game in Tampa, and it doesn't help you because they're all like, bring your team in, and I'll fill the stadium with your team fans. There's no
That's
for Tampa.
I mean, that happened last weekend just in South Florida. It's a Florida problem. Florida has a vacation land and retirement land, and so what you end up with too. The scene was half Patriots fans yesterday in Miami. So that was just one more example of it. Just happened yesterday afternoon
for home,
right?
So I'm just pointing it out. I mean, they commented too that like there was a call and then went up on the board and it looked like the refs kind of muffed that call. You probably remember the call, Jeff, where it was the contact, the quarterback slide content on that punt fake. Bad call, really, and to have called roughing at that point or an unnecessary roughness. He never made contact. Now, rough play to call in live time, but the fans erupted at the side of that, and it was because the stadium was like a third of the stadium was Patriots fans, and 2/3 was Miami fans.
That's all our home games are like that. So.
Yeah, so you're used to it in the culture. So Paul's saying though that when they're gonna play in Tampa here, and it's gonna be half Philadelphia fans. It's so it's
well,
a third of the team is gonna be Eagles.
The good thing is they want those snowballs at us, so
there won't be snowballs.
Yeah.
True. Squish the fit. Yeah, there's some iconic memories of
Buccaneers got that game. Next game, this is a good game right here. This is a good rival game. 49ers and Cowboys.
49ers and Cowboys, you're right.
Couple old dynasties going at it in the wild card.
True, some NFC legacy stuff there. 80s, 90s, both those teams were fantastic in their heyday. This is pretty much a recap of, I think, some former NFC championship games here.
I'm thinking. I'm sorry.
Circa my birth period.
I'm thinking coaching will make the game, and I think 49ers have better coaches than the Cowboys have better coaches. So that's what's going to win the game.
You guys don't know how to ask who I'm rooting for.
Oh, I
don't have my hat.
You don't no cap.
I don't have my hat ready, but
you don't care.
Yeah, you know, I'm going for the Cowboys.
I know.
They got a healthy quarterback. The running back's a little sore, but man, we got some good wide receivers. CJ Lamb, Dak, baby, Dak Prescott.
Okay. Good answer.
Running back, Ezekiel.
Elliott.
Zeke. Yeah, I think the Cowboys got this game. They've been playing good.
You did. All right. Okay.
Been putting up some touchdowns lately, so. Next game, Steelers Chiefs. Could be Ben's last game.
Yeah, it probably
be Ben's last game there.
is, Bill. Yeah, I do not think they're going to be playing this in Kansas City. I do not think Buffalo has this.
I'm telling you, would that be the best, awesome freaking thing?
That'd be awesome. That would help you guys out, actually. Whoever wins y'all's game.
I don't care about helping. I'm caring about, would that be the best, awesome outcome if the Steelers beat KC?
Right.
That would be super sweet.
Right.
Mr. Green Man? I'm only saying because you look green. All right, here I'll look.
I would
We're
love
both
to see
kind
Ben
of
win another
Mr.
one.
Green.
Right.
We both got a lot of green going on. It's a lot of green here, especially on our Twitch feed. We have like a green banner behind that, so it's just like green on green on green.
Last
green
game,
logo.
Cardinals and Rams.
Cardinals, Rams.
Cardinals, Rams. Oh, that's probably.
Cardinals are like,
that's the tightest.
Cardinals are sort of like New England. because they just fell apart at the end. And they did, right? Did they fall apart at the end? Yes.
Cardinals has some trouble. Yep.
And Rams are like so solid still. So I'm gonna go Rams.
And that's why they got home field advantage at this point, is how I'll put that one. And it separates them. They're 12-5 versus 11-6, fourth and fifth seeds here. Wild card versus division winner. Very similar to the Patriots Bills game here. I see a lot of similarities. Not the same exact 4-5 versus 3-6, but it's wild card versus title winner, and it's only separated by one game. Yep. So I see this as, I'm going Rams because they have more momentum. Also, it's hard for me to vote against Aaron Donald. See, this is my Madden stuff. I love playing as Aaron Donald because I love playing as a defensive tackle in Madden, and he just has so many buffs. He just gets right through to the quarterback. It's very hard to play. If I got Aaron Donald, it's very hard to play against me. So I'm going to root for my man there, and Rams, I think, are taking this one. I really do. I'm picking Rams.
But Murray's hurt, right?
Murray's hurt. Oh, yeah. So there you go. See, I did not realize that because I'm fucking researchless right now. I'm like, I've been focusing way too much on my game stream, actually, in the last, 24 hours. Just basically watched our game and went in here.
No, and it's not fair to go and pick this game. So
the Rams got this game. They should have this game. So. They got the home field, the new stadium.
Murray's hurt.
This is the stadium where the Super Bowl is going to be played, unless it gets moved to Dallas.
Why? Yeah. Oh, because of COVID.
Right.
Is that the protocol here?
That's the backup plan.
Because last year the backup plan was they scheduled 4 weeks in Miami, right? And now it's okay. So now they were playing that in Miami, or am I wrong? Was that where the fuck was last year's Super Bowl? Was it in Tampa?
Tampa Bay.
It was in Tampa, and Tampa won it. Okay, that was what it was. Mine was thinking South Florida, and Miami hosts so many effing Super Bowls that don't blame me.
It was the first time. It was the first time that a Super Bowl champion came out of their own city.
Yes. So yes,
cool.
It was pretty memorable. Yeah. Now that's why my mind went. Wait, it wasn't in Miami. It was in Tampa. It was in Tampa, right, guys?
I forgot one other thing that happened over the weekend. There was a new sack record set. Michael Strahan no longer has the sack record.
TJ's got it.
TJ Watt out of Pittsburgh.
And if you guys remember last week, a week before, we were talking about this extra game they added to the season. Are they going to put asterisks by all these records that were set? Because JJ Waddle set a rookie record for most receptions by a rookie for the league.
This was bound to happen when you added an extra game.
You add an extra game, you're going to have right. So is there an asterisk by all these records is this the new modern era now that it's like
is this a new era? Are we in a new era? And I think we are on a stat book sense. I think it's kind of like since the induction of the 3-point line, right? Post dead ball era.
I think you have to. Yeah, I think you have to.
You say that.
When you're done talking, I have something to say. So go ahead and talk.
I think it's a new era. Asterisk. Yeah, it's a new era. I have to say it is. Plus, they changed the way the playoffs are too now because there's only 2 teams that get a bye. So
my mom, Judy.
Yes, Mr. Face.
She met O.J. Simpson, and she thought
She's okay.
She thought he was an asshole. Okay, but
that's probably the best outcome you can have on one of those run-ins.
Anyway, but he in 14 games a year had all these records and everything like that. And what do we do about all these records when we go to 17 games? So how important are these records if you don't have 17 games versus 14 games? So really, they all deserve asterisks, right?
I think so.
I'm telling you, To
I've
go
always
over
thought,
2,000 yards rushing per season is a big deal when you have 14 games. But when you have 17 games and you go 2,000 yards per season, which is still freaking hard, right?
yeah, it's still an accomplishment, but it's not the same thing. It isn't. It's not the same thing. It's because you have to look at the yards per game. I mean, at that point, 2 yards per game really makes a big difference too.
The
When
average,
they look at
right?
that, you're going to have to
You're talking
display
the
these stats
average.
with
So,
per game on
I
there.
think
Stats are
even
the average. The stats are the average per game versus what's going on is
For-
more matters than
versus total.
Yeah.
Per game matters more total when you analyze history.
Yeah.
When you're going to compare historical
Right.
figures to current day players at this point in time, especially because really back in the day it was an 8-game season, wasn't it? In the merger days, how many games were in a season when they merged? Was it 12?
It was
I had to look
12,
that up.
14. When it went to AFC and NFL,
Yeah.
it was 14. Went to 14.
14. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
See, this is before my time. I had
I was
to.
alive then. Thank you.
well,
Well,
okay.
Anybody who's following
Your
football
middle
who wants
finger
to
missed the
know,
screen because you're so forward, man.
I went to the Rock Pile. I saw a game at the Rock Pile at Buffalo.
it will say next to the record,
wait.
it will say what year the record was broken. So you can go, okay, 2022, this record was broken. Okay, well, that was when they had 17 games starting. They might not say 17 game season, but at least you'll know the year that it was broken, and you can break it down and be like, oh, that was the year they had extra games starting.
So you just said Rock Pot. What are you talking about? Is this a real thing? An old stadium or something?
Rock Pile was built in 1922. It was the number one. It was our stadium in 1962, and our training camp was at the Roycroft in 1962, which was a hotel which I've spent every year. I go to the Roycroft. It's an amazing place. And
Paul,
it was a War Memorial Stadium, I guess was its original name.
It was, yeah, it was. It was fantastic. It had over 40,000 people seating, and
I'm gonna drop a link into our
chat.
Yeah. I'll drop the wiki to that here for anybody that wants to. I'm always into stadium history. Yeah, I think I've said this before. Stadium architecture too, and especially these old stadiums. Some of the disappeared ones here. I'm actually gonna pull up real quick here.
Paul,
then in 1970, they commissioned us to dig a big hole, which is sort of like a meteor strike.
Oh yeah,
make Rich Stadium, and they created.
Oh, that's what the new stadium was.
Yeah.
But look how they had the look at the endless left field there when they did that conversion though.
Wow, look at that.
When the baseball conversion, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Actually, here's another view of that. It seems like it was a lot of use as a baseball field.
Yeah, I've got it pulled up here too. It's pretty cool.
So you've actually been there to the stadium. Here it is.
I was there.
Is that football?
I took a bus there, and I went to this Italian restaurant, and they have these little meat things all rolled up, roast beef and turkey and ham, and we ate that, and we jumped on a bus and we went to the Rock Pile, and that's the Rock Pile.
Oh, okay. I found this old timey kind of painting style one where it shows. Yeah, there's an image of it in football format. Well, for the most part, the images they want to show me on the internets here is that of it in a baseball form. But that's a wacky left field. Goes on forever. Actually, they have, if you look closely, there's a fence there to shorten that up a little bit. Actually, you can see there.
Well, the Buffalo had a National League baseball team called the Bisons. Then they also had a National League called a basketball team, which was I forgot what their name was. But they would turn into the LA Clippers. The LA Clippers are from Buffalo. So, I mean, that's fantastic. And actually, I saw a basketball game from Buffalo, an NBA game from that. It was fantastic. So, but anyway,
Okay.
the LA
Paul,
Clippers, Buffalo.
I played some football fields on Coach Sutton's field one time.
Well, Coach Sutton,
I'll see if you get that reference.
yes, Coach Sutton was my coach. So I was the kicker for the Suncoast High School football team, and yeah, Coach Sutton was my boy.
Yep.
I was his boy. So anyway, I appreciate you saying that, though. By the way,
It wasn't Coach Sutton Field when you were playing, though.
no, it wasn't. But I tell you what, it was. He was a great guy. Here's what he said. I'm going to leave you guys with this before I go. Do what you do is best and get better at it. And that's what he told me. And I live by those words. So thank you, Coach Sutton. Doesn't matter what it is. So
One of those life lessons you get out of the sport, right?
exactly.
So, okay, are we covered? But you said before you go, but have we finished all the games, Jeff?
We covered the games, yep.
Okay, just making sure. Just had to make sure. Okay, I guess that was a good point too. I guess this is probably a good point for us to be wrapping this up. We're at an hour and 10 minutes here, gentlemen.
Okay, what are we
Is there-
doing for our schedule continuing?
Well, we already did discuss it, but we'll discuss it now again. Next week we have a board meeting, so it's going to be a late episode. I wouldn't plan to the audience. Don't plan us being here until at least 8:30, if not closer to 9. And then that's just because we got NAFCo stuff to do, logo and all, that kind of shit. But then we got so then we were just going to cover the playoffs. Except Pro Bowl weekend. We were going to have an off weekend, Pro Bowl weekend, that Monday following the Pro Bowl. And then we'll cover the Super Bowl, and we'll come back for that. And then we're going to be in off-season mode. The Monday after the Super Bowl will be the last of the season's coverage, really. And then we'll probably come back for like a draft special sometime, April, that kind of stuff. Maybe free agency special, that kind of talk. We can figure that out in the off season for the exact off season coverage we'll do. But that's our schedule for the playoffs. We're covering the playoffs, except we won't be covering the Pro Bowl weekend, and then we'll be covering Super Bowl weekend.
Sound good.
Yep. Sound good?
Well,
Really,
I hope that you or I are in the Super Bowl weekend.
Yeah, well,
that's the
I guess we
goal.
both hope for that. I think the odds are more in your favor there, Paul. I'm not gonna lie to our audience. I think the odds are more in your favor for that. I think the pretty much the only hope of the Pats getting anywhere is a weather thing here. So, I know I said that before, but also leave that with our audience after that. Yes, Patriots Nation praying for bad weather going into wild card weekend, super wild card weekend they're calling it, because ever since they made that adjustment to the playoffs. So what more do we want to, anything else anybody has to add to this?
How about the Hooters I don't know, bikini contest? I don't know. It's because it's freaking cold.
Okay, this has been right now Paul's it is 17 degrees outside here in DuBois, Pennsylvania, where I and Paul are. Paul's at his humble abode there in an outdoor setting. I'm indoors. I'm just heated just fine. And then Jeff's sweating his ass off. And what is it, like 80 degrees over there?
About
Jeff?
80, yep.
Oh, gee, yeah, I was right. So, okay. So yeah, it's we got like a Goldilocks thing where it's room temp and Paul's cold as hell and he's hot as hell. So
Denver fired their coach also.
Okay.
Angelo's out.
All right. Okay. Some news, little breaking news. So, okay. So this has been the AFC East by NAFCo. We're gonna little pop that in here. Little graphical duty here. Doo-doo. I don't know. That's all just poop references, isn't it? Well, it's not doo-doo. Thank you, Michael, for making some graphical elements here. And we're sponsored by West PA Systems. what or DuBois Systems. Okay, West PA Systems. You can go to westpasystems.com. They're an electrical contractor. Check them out. And we got Perry Film Co. Check out perryfilm.com as well as NAFCo.org. And also, just leave us with one last bit
Peace out, buddy.
of dolphin rape.